Hey guys, Coach Hunter here with Dylan, coming at you with a grappling fundamentals video where today we're going to talk about at least the very beginning of what we're going to talk with, like the concept of guard, okay? Now, in boxing, your guard is your hand. In grappling, your guard will be your legs, connecting to my opponent and from the bottom, okay? So when I'm on my back, my opponent's on top of me or in front of me and my legs are connected to them, we have some form of guard. And there's many forms of guard. Guard is a huge topic. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that is like the major contribution to grappling that they've made, is really, really developing the guard as a system, as a game, and making that really dangerous. Now, guard is very technical, right? There's a lot to it. It's like a mainstay of grappling, and it's like a million forms of guard. They all have their particular like ins and outs and technical details. So we're not going to get super, super deep with it today. But today I want to talk about a universal approach, which is getting off your back, getting up, okay? I think it should be, especially for MMA, your first go-to kind of option. And because like in MMA, in fighting, once you get to a pretty high level, it's very rare to see someone who's actually very effective from their guard. It happens. You get your Damian Maiyas, your Diaz brothers, but you have to have a high-level black belt guard against someone who's any good, who has any kind of concept of it. And even at a low level, people are getting really good at these positions, avoiding submissions, avoiding sweeps. And it's just like you're also on your back, you're losing. If you're attacking from your guard the whole round, a good judge should give you the nod on that round. However, if you got taken down to get there, that it's hard to know how that balances. If someone can stay safe, get you takedown in your guard and stay safe, they may win the round anyway. So it's unless you get the submission, it's tough to win there. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Like I said, there's many forms of guard. I can have a closed guard, my ankle's locked around his back. An open guard, with my leg is loose. Okay, if I have only one of his feet or legs in between my legs, this is called a half guard. There's K guard, butterfly guard, all sorts of guards, right? Donkey guard, whatever. Okay, for now, let's talk about what we did before. We're going to say it's a side mount. We bridge, get my knees into play, my feet are just kind of connected to his hips. Okay? It's actually a good place to be if I want to stand up. Now, I'm not just going to push him away, okay, because that creates more of a scramble. Instead, I'm going to bring one of my shins, is it tall for me? If you so you can see better. One of my shins is going to go across his hips, or at least hip. My foot is hooked, toes curled up to my knee on his hip. Okay, my other foot's on his other hip. So if he wants to punch me, and he's kind of further away, I can kind of hold him at bay. Okay, call this a knee shield kind of position. It's not a guarantee, but it's going to help. I'm going to frame across his forearm. Or sorry, my forearm across his collarbone region. I'm building up to my elbow. Okay, now if he tries to drive into me, I can really easily hold him away. Okay, all of his body weight was pressed in there. Didn't go anywhere, okay? I can build up to my hand. And from here, I'm going to plant a foot to the mat. Okay, so my left foot's on the mat, my right hand is on the mat. I have my forearm framed across his neck still. I'm going to lift my hips and step back to my knees, and then usually up to my feet. And of course, nothing's stopping him from getting up. So I'm standing up and reinitiating our whole progression. Of course, I don't necessarily stand up to my feet and disengage. I could go in and re-engage in grappling. It depends on your strategy and your preferences on your skill set. But we have those options now. I'm no longer on my back. So I find myself in a position where I have my feet engaged. It could be a full guard, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to bring one shin across his hips. My other foot finds his hip. So I have my left foot is on his hip, my right foot's on his hip. But I have a shin across as well. I can go high with it, okay? I can go low with it. Different options, different things can happen there. But for this one, it doesn't matter. I'm building up to my elbow, okay? Right here. My forearm is across his neck, so I have a lot holding him at bay. Now, is it possible I'll get hit here? Absolutely. But I'm paying the price for letting him get to a dominant position. right? I'd much rather get hit a couple times on the way to out than stay down here and get hit a whole round, right? So you're just kind of paying the ticket price to get out. I'm building up to my hand. Now, I'm holding at bay with my right foot on his hip. My foot that was shin across goes to the mat. I'm lifting my hips and standing up. And of course, I can re-engage and grapple, or I can stand up and get out of dodge. Okay, and go back to striking, go back to wrestling, whatever we're doing. So run that through a few times, starting from our inferior position. So guys, super important. I think sometimes you hear like an ignorant fan yelling, just stand up, and it's not that simple, right? Anyone who knows that. However, you can work to stand up, right? And I think it's an underutilized approach. I think it's easy to get sucked into playing guard. I know I've done it in my fights, and it does not always gone well for me. So if your guard isn't working, if you have a guard game, you're trying submissions, trying sweeps, nothing's happening, change the paradigm. Get up, stand up, make space, and get out of there. So guys, like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to see all of our content. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the mats.